Are you trying to figure out if a honor woman wants to take things to the next level with you physically? Let's be honest. In today's world of mixed signals, cryptic emojis, and let's just vibe culture, understanding a honor woman's real intentions can feel like decoding ancient hieroglyphics blindfolded. But here's the truth. They don't want you to know. When a younger woman wants to sleep with you, she doesn't always say it out loud. Instead, she asks very specific questions. Questions that may sound casual, innocent even, but underneath they're loaded with intention. In this video, I'll break down the 7 most important questions a younger woman asks when she secretly wants to be intimate with you. These are red signals most men completely miss. So, if you recognize them and respond the right way, you'll unlock a level of closeness and chemistry most men online fantasize about. And pay close attention to question number 3. It seems playful, but it's actually one of the most seductive questions a woman can ask without ever using the word sex. Let's dive in. Question 7. Do you live alone? At face value, this sounds like a simple lifestyle question. She might say it casually. So, do you live alone? Or even jokingly, but you have the whole place to yourself. But don't be fooled. This question is one of the oldest flirtation strategies in the book. It's subtle, disarming, and incredibly revealing. While she may just be curious, 9 times out of 10, this is her way of checking. Is there privacy? Is there potential for intimacy? Is it safe and comfortable to get more personal? You see, younger women are taught to be cautious, but they are also incredibly strategic when they are attracted to someone. When if you live alone, she's reality-ing to paint a picture in her mind of what it would be like to spend time with you alone. She wants to know, is this a place where I can feel free, comfortable, and uninhibited? So, how should you respond? Absolutely not with anything needy or desperate-like. Yeah, I'm all alone, so lonely. Double quotes or, yeah, want to come over. No, instead, say something grounded and cool like, yeah, I've got my own place. I value my space. It's my little sanctuary. This communicates stability, independence, and privacy. All the things that spark emotional and physical curiosity. And if she follows up with a playful, ooh, sounds cozy, you're in. Don't rush it. Let the moment build, because if she's asking where you live, she's already imagined herself being there. Question 6. How far is the restaurant from your place? Now, we're getting spicy. If you're out on a date and she casually drops this line, hey, how far is your place from here? Don't just take it as a logistics question. This isn't about Uber rides and city traffic. This is her subtle way of asking, if I were to come over, would it be convenient? Would it be easy? Would it feel natural? This question reveals intention masked as curiosity. It's a way for her to gauge the possibility of what happens after dinner without putting herself in a vulnerable position. She's feeling out the path of least resistance to intimacy. So, what should you say? Instead of just giving her a flat answer like 15 minutes away, you want to frame it in a way that opens up the evening and creates intrigue. Try something like, pretty close. Actually, it's one of the perks of living here makes spontaneous nights a lot more fun. Boom. That one line subtly signals 3 things. 1. You're open to spontaneity. 2. You've had nights like that before. 3. You're not going to judge her if she leans in. It gives her permission to think about coming over without you ever having to suggest it. And if she starts asking what your place is like, what kind of couch you have, or even jokes about movie night, you're already halfway to a yes. Question 5. What are you doing this weekend? On the surface, this feels like an irregular check-in. Friends ask it. Co-workers ask it. But from a younger woman who's already been texting or flirting with you, this is an invitation. It means she's mentally mapping her weekend and trying to see where you fit in, not just for brunch or errands, but for one-on-one time. preferably in a setting that's relaxed, private, and distraction-free. When she says, "What are you doing this weekend?" she's opening the door. What she wants to know is, are you available? Are you interested in spending uninterrupted time together? Can we create a situation where something more intimate can happen? Don't just say, "Not much." Why, that is uninspired. Doesn't envision a thing. Instead, say something like, "I'm keeping things open for something interesting. Got any ideas?" Or even no solid plans yet, though I feel like something spontaneous could be fun. "Ya thinking what I'm thinking?" This kind of response teases without pushing. It gives her a playful challenge. And if she bites with a suggestion, is special listening. Private like grabbing wine or watching something at your place. You already know where her mind is. Question 4. How many people have you slept with? This one comes in hot, and it usually lands like a curveball. Now, let's get real for a second. A woman asking this question isn't just being nosy. She's not compiling stats for a Tinder Hall of Fame. No. This question is layered. When a younger woman asks how many women you've been with, she's doing 3 things at once. 1. Testing your experience level. Is this a man who knows what he's doing in bed? Or is he just bluffing? 2. Evaluating Safata emotionally, mentally, physically. Is Heracles or selective? 3. Signaling interest. You don't ask this unless you're thinking about sleeping with someone. Let that sink in. Now, how you answer this question is everything. If you say something like, "Oh, too many to count," you come across as a player, emotionally unavailable, maybe even untrustworthy. If you say just 1 or 2, you might seem inexperienced or like you're hiding something. Here's the move. Say something balanced, confident, and intriguing. For example, "I've had a few meaningful experiences. I value quality over quantity. Every connection taught me something." You're communicating. You're experienced, but not a sleaze. You're emotionally grounded. You're no tashend of your past, but you don't flaunt it either. And don't miss this. If she's asking this question, she's already picturing herself being on that list. She's sizing up the emotional and physical compatibility before making her move, and that puts you in control. So don't fumble the response. Question 3. What kind of movies do you like? Let's decode this. This seems innocent, harmless. Basic first date small talk, right? Wrong. When a younger woman asks this, especially in a flirt or playful tone, it's not about your love for action thrillers or Marvel-sicles. It's about one thing, setting the scene for a movie night. Think about it. She's not asking about movies because she's writing a review blog. She's testing the waters, seeing if your tastes align in a way that allows for close proximity. Mood lighting, wine, blankets, and physicalness. Now, if you say, "I'm really into horror movies," you've just accidentally invited her to sit next. Toyu, grab your arm during jump scares and lean into you during intense scenes. Or if you say, "I'm a sucker for rom-coms," she's going to raise an eyebrow and think, "Wait a second. He's sensitive, playful, and not afraid offerments." Boom. She's intrigued. But there's where it gets interesting. Her response tells you everything. If Sheffalo's up with, "We should totally watch one together sometime." That's not a casual invite. That's her creating a pathway to intimacy without having to say the word sex. If she suggests something steamy, like a romantic drama or a foreign film known for its sensuality, then she's not just inviting you for popcorn. She's handing you a golden ticket to read her vibe and lean in at the right time. So, the next time you get this question, don't just listeners. Smile. Drop a flirty line like, "I like anything that gets the heart racing, especially with the right company." Then, let her imagination do the rest. Question 2. Do you like to cuddle? Okay, we've just crossed into bottle language territory. Now listen. When a younger woman asks this, she's not just being cute or touch hi-fi. She's not trying to plan a Disney. Movie marathon. This question is a door creaking open into physical intimacy because cuddling is code. It's code for, would you be okay with touching? Can I imagine myself in your arms? Are you emotionally and physically safe to get close to? And if she's asking it, she's already imagining how it might feel to lie next to you. Skin on skin. Heartbeat against their beat. So, here's the rule. Never dismiss this question as silly. Lean into it. Own it. Respond in a way that keeps the heat rising without bind cross. Try something like, only with right woman. But yeah, I think physical closeness is underrated. Irrelevant. Better. I'm a big fan of slow Sunday mornings, coffee, and good cuddles. What about you? It shows you're open, grounded, and confident with touch, all without sounding desperate or overly eager. And if she lights up after you say this, if her body language gets softer, if she leans in or brushes your hand, you're no longer just having a conversation. You're dancing around the edge of physical intimacy, and she knows it. Question 1. Can you? Help me with something at my place. All right, let's not kid ourselves. When a younger woman says something like, hey, could you help me move a few boxes? I need some netto hang a shelf. Think you could help? My faucet's acting up. You good with tools? She is not auditioning you for a job at Home Depot. This isn't just about lifting a few heavy things. It's a pretext, a strategic one to do one very specific thing. Get you alone. Think about it. Out of every person she could have asked, her friends, her coworkers, the guy next door, she chose you. That's not random. That's intentional. And she picked a favor that gives her plausible deniability while still giving you to a private, relaxed, and physically close setting. Now, here's where most older men blow it. They treat it literally. They go over, fix the faucet, say something like, I'll donate, then awkwardly wave goodbye and leave. Bruh, come on. If she's inviting you into her space, a personal intimate test space, and you don't at least read between the lines, she's going to assume you of 2 things. 1, you're not into her. 2, you're completely oblivious. And either one is a mood killer. So, here's what to do instead. First, sighs enthusiastically, but playfully. You're not her handyman. You're her masculine energy in the flesh. Try something. Like, sure, I'll be your moving hero, but only if there's winning bad music after. Or, I'm great at lifting boxes, even better at lifting moods. What time should I come over? Now, you've set the tone. You're going over, but not just as the helpful guy. You're showing up as a confident, charming man who knows what this moment could lead to. Then, once you're there, relax. Help her out. Absolutely be competent. Be useful. But stay alert. If she's finding reasons to brush against you, laugh at everything you say, or suddenly suggest a drink, a snack, or a quick movie while we rest, it's on. And the best move, let her initiate the next step. If she sits close, touches your arm, or gives you that unmistakable, I'm ready look, you don't hesitate. You escalate slowly, smoothly, respectfully, because here's the truth. Amelia, a woman doesn't need to spell it out. She creates the setting. She opens the door, it's on. You don't read the signs and walk through. And if you do, that one little favor she needed help with becomes a night neither of you forgets. Bonus sign 1. She finds reasons to accidentally touch you. You're sitting next to her. Maybe you say something funny and boom, her hand's in your arm. Or you're handing her something and she lets her finger slinger just a bit longer than necessary. These touches aren't accidental. They were testing you. They're her way of saying, I'm comfortable with your body. Now, let's see if you're comfortable with mine. Touch is one of the oldest human languages. And when a woman initiates physical contact, especially repeatedly, she's inviting you into her space physically and psychologically. So, how do you respond? Not with shock, not with awkwardness. You mirror. Yes, stay relaxed. Maybe you return the touch gently, hand to knee, arm to lower back, keeping it subtle but confident. When she keeps touching you, she's waiting for you to escalate, not retreat. Real talk. If she didn't want that touch, she wouldn't have started it. If she repeats it, that's not a mistake. That's foreplay with her fingertips. Bonus sign number 2. She mentions being cold around you. Now, this one is practically a coded invitation, and it flies over most guys' heads. You're walking her to her car, or sitting together, and she suddenly says, "It's freezing. I should have brought a jacket. My hands are like ice." Wake up, king. That's not about the weather. When a woman says she's cold, she's not fishing for a weather forecast. She's testing if you'll offer your jacket, your arms, or your body. This is her way off bridging the physical gap without looking easy. It's a socially acceptable excuse to initiate closeness and nonverbal hold me wrapped in small talk. You want to make her melt. Say something playful like, "Lucky for you, I give off furnace level heat," or "Come here, let's fix that." Then let your actions do the talking. Physical proximity under. The guise of warmth is one of the oldest seduction tactics in the book. And when she uses it on you, you're not just on her mind. You're the one she wants to feel safe, held, and more. So let's recap. If a younger woman asks you any of these 7 questions from, "Do you live alone?" to, "Can you help me with something?" At my place, she's not just being polite. She's showing you the green light. Beautifully if you know how to read the signs. And now you do. So next time she asks one of these, don't play dumb. Don't hesitate. Don't overthink it. Be bold, don't be smooth. Be the man she already hopes you are. And who knows? That innocent little question might just lead to something unforgettable. So now, you know, a younger woman doesn't always use words to say what she really wants. She hints. She creates the perfectment. And if you're the kind of man who listens between the lines, not just with your ears, but with your intuition, you'll start to see what most men never will. You'll notice the question that isn't really a question. The touch that lingers just a second. Too long. The smile that says, "I trust you." Now, what are you going to do about it? These aren't random signals. They're tests, invitations, opportunities. And the older man who knows how to respond becomes unforgettable. But remember, it's not just about knowing what shoe-ins. It's about knowing who you are. You're not here to chase. You're here to attract. So the next time a younger woman asks if you live alone, if you like cuddling, or if you can help her with just one little thing at her place, you won't hesitate. You won't freeze. You'll smile, lean in, and take control off the moment like the confident, experienced man she secretly desires. Because the truth is, she doesn't want just a younger body or louder jokes. She wants a man with presence, a man with depth, a man who doesn't flinch when the moment gets real. And that man is you? I'm Amelia, and this is Stoic Tips, where we expose the truths no one else dares to say out loud. If this opened your eyes, hit subscribe, turn on that bell, and share this with a man who needs to hear it. Until next time, stay sharp, stay powerful, and always stay in control. Music.